Nart, welcome back to the channel. My name is Noel Olivas, and if you're brand new here, I post a lot of self-improvement content related mindset, fitness, health, nutrition, and it's been quite a while since I last posted a video here on YouTube. I think the last time I posted a video here on YouTube has been since the beginning of the new year. So like around 4 months or so since I last posted a video here on YouTube. But I've had this thought in the back of my mind just pondering on me to just to make a video up on YouTube, and I'm just kind of overcoming that fear of not really caring about what people have to say about you when you post videos on social media. So I've been having that fear as of lately for the past few months of like rejection, right? Of what are people gonna think about me when I do post this video. So that's one of the main reasons why I have not been consistent with posting videos here on YouTube, but also on the side, also with balancing things out with posting videos on YouTube, but also with like balancing out with creating content as well with TikTok. And if you guys don't follow me on TikTok, I also create content on TikTok and making my goal to post every single day on TikTok. So yeah, if you guys don't follow me on TikTok, you can follow me on TikTok. I'll leave a link down in the description. But yeah, pretty much the main topic of today's video is I've been having this thought of creating like a comeback journey, sort of like that saying of the winter arc season. But as you know, summer's like basically around the corner, and it's been well over a year since I last saw myself be like in the best shape of my life. And ever since then, I've struggled a lot with being consistent with overall like my diet. So basically, I'm making this video as a form of accountability, not only for myself, but also now that I'm posting this video out here on YouTube. And if you do see it like now, you are also holding me accountable for what I'm about to say. Now, whatever I say, I have to live up to it. And like there's really no point of me saying of me telling people I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, but I don't live up to it. Or like it's much more different when I tell things to myself, because if I tell myself I'm gonna get a six pack and I keep it to myself, no one's gonna know. But when I tell the people that I'm gonna be in the best shape of my life, I'm gonna get a six pack for summer so I can be summer ready, now I have like, in a sense, I feel like people are watching me. And like you should also have this mentality too, like no matter what, like if regardless if people are watching or not, you should always do the right thing regardless if no one's watching you. Always be the hardest work in the room even when no one's watching you. So yeah, basically, like I said, this is a video of me keeping myself accountable, and you guys also keeping me accountable for everything that I'm putting out here. Right, I'm a person with I like to keep things raw. I like to be completely honest with everything that I say, and even with my videos, I like to make my videos with no cuts in between, just kind of just wing and kind of just go with the flow. So yeah, basically, the way I'm gonna have this comeback journey with like pretty much for summer is I'm going to give it my 110%. I'm going to give him 110% when it comes to getting in the best shape of my life once again for summer. So basically, I have 3 to 4 core pillars that I'm going to live up to, that I'm going to do every single day in order to make that reality come true. So basically, the 4 things I'm going to do to not just to get ready for summer, sorry, not just to get ready for summer, but to also make this my new lifestyle, make it part of my identity, is the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to make sleep a priority of mine. Sleep has always been a priority, but there are days like on weekends is where I struggle the most to make sleep my priority. But when I say make sleep my priority, I mean going to sleep and waking up at the same time every single day. So basically getting at least from 6 to 8 hours of sleep. The goal is the minimum is 6. Anything above that, that's more than enough. All right, that's just a bonus, right? So 6 hours is the average sleep that I need per night. That is the goal. So basically, I'm gonna every day I go to sleep at 6:30 p.m. I know that's early for you, right? It might seem a little too early, 6:30, but that's just how my routine is set up because I'm an early bird and I like to wake up early as soon as possible when the whole world's quiet and there are no distractions. So basically, wake up at 6:30, wake up, go to sleep at 6:30, and wake up at 2 every single day. And on weekends, some weekends might differ from others because of family parties and all that, but that's besides the point. That's still that's my number one rule. Make sleep a priority. Get average of 6 hours of sleep per night. The second core pillar is of course exercising. And with the exercising there this is a 2-1. So basically the first thing is of course going to the gym. And I'm only as of right now for my routine, the way it's set up is I'm going to the gym 3 times a week. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And just focusing on doing full body workouts, doing 2 sets for every single workout, and pushing myself close to failure with every workout. And my workouts also laid out where I'm also do experimenting with calisthenics instead of actually doing like traditional weightlifting workouts. So with calisthenics, it's a little more brutal because it's more so like body workouts and I can get more exhausted, but I'm still gonna push myself close to failure with every single workout. Pull ups, push ups, chin ups, even dead hangs, um, hanging leg raises, pretty much any calisthenic workout that you can think of. So going to, like I said, just through gym 3 times out of the week, three times for the whole week, and with that as well, the days I don't go to the gym, so that's gonna be Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, no, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Those are going to be the days where I solely focus on cardio. So basically, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays are going to be more so focused on running. I'm getting myself back into running because before I even decided to step a foot into the gym, running was that first thing in my life. I would even say that running was the one thing that saved me back in 2019. It was the one thing that kept me going. And that is why I'm going to get myself back into running today. I already did that. I woke up early this morning and I went and run. Regardless of how tired I was, regardless of how early it was, I still woke up and went on my run. And it felt just, I felt at ease. I felt calm. I felt like I was on top of the world. I feel like that was on like the hardest working person in my whole neighborhood. That's how I felt this morning. Just like a boost of like aura that I felt this morning when I went on this run. So, um, yeah, going on the run. Tuesdays and Thursdays, my runs can be like roughly like 10 to 15 minutes. But like on Saturdays, it'd be roughly like probably like 25-ish minutes. And maybe even also going on a run on Sundays as well. So that might be something I'm also that's something I have to brainstorm if I'm also gonna go on runs, if I'm gonna go on a run on Sundays as well. But if that besides that, I'm also gonna make my goal to also get 10K steps per day. No excuses. Just getting bare minimum of 10K steps per day. So with running, that's gonna be easy. The only times that I feel like I will struggle to get my steps in is on the weekends, but that's why now I'm incorporating running in the weekends to get those additional steps in. So, like I said, 10K is just the bare minimum. Anything beyond that, that's just a bonus at this point. So that is my cardio. So that is my cardio. So that is my third core. That is my third core pillar. My second core pillar was, of course, just the weightlifting or the gym exercises. The first is sleep, and the fourth core pillar, which is gonna be the most difficult one for myself, and you could this also could be for you as well, is nutrition, right? For me, I've been following an animal based diet for pretty much well over a year now. So pretty much an animal based diet is you eat a diet that consists of mostly meat, dairy, fruit, honey, eggs, raw cheese. Pretty much just a diet that is just whole foods. So pretty much I've been following this diet for, like I said, well over a year. And of course, it may seem easy, right? It's pretty much whole foods, right? It must seem easy, but the part where I struggle the most is binge eating, or in a sense, overeating. And like binge eating is pretty much just mindlessly eating because you're bored, stressed, filled with anxiety. But binge eating is it gets to a point where it's you overeat to the point where your stomach it starts hurting, and you shouldn't feel like that. That is not a normal way to feel after you're done eating. But when you eat an excessive amount of food, like in one whole sitting, it just makes you start having a stomach ache after you eat, like, let's say, well over like 5,000 calories in one sitting. Like you eat to the point where like you regret eating all that food, to the point where like next day you wake up and you're like, damn, why the fuck did I do that? So that's just my experience with binging. And of course, it's my binging when it first started to how it is now. It's it's not as bad as it used to be, but like, of course, that's still a problem for me. It's either I'm bored or I'm like mentally stressed out. Those are the two things that I struggle with when it comes to binging. But like I said, this is why I'm putting this video out here on YouTube, so you guys can hold me accountable for it. And I'll also show a video like somewhere around here on the screen of how I used to look like. Let's say maybe like 2, 3 months ago. Basically, I still look the same. And now, compared to how we looked 2, 3 months ago, I still look the same. But the goal is within the next, let's say, ballpark it to like 60 days from now on. I won't say I will be in the greatest shape of my life, but I will be closely. I will give myself a projection of like to like 60 to 90 days to get in the best shape of my life. That's all I gotta say. 6 to 9 days. So you guys are seeing me, like I said, how I looked before or now, to how I will look like in 60 to 90 days. And of course, I will make an updated video when that day does come. So yeah, basically, right after I post this video, this combat journey is gonna start. So hopefully, like I said, this is me just kind of just speaking my thoughts, just kind of just winging, kind of just speaking this thought that I just had pondering in the back of my mind, and just kind of just putting it out here. So hopefully that didn't inspire you, and hopefully you got value out of watching this video. And yeah, with everything with the value that I laid out, pretty much my four core pillars on how to get the best shape of my life. It's honestly the most simplest way on how you can get the best shape of your life. And I'm saying this as well, not only from my personal experience that I had in the past, but also because of content that I myself consume of people that have gotten the best shape of life, just following the simplest pillars on how to get in the best shape of your life. So, yeah, I just said hopefully you gain value of this out of this. Hopefully you gained value out of this out of this video. And if you did, make sure to drop a follow. And also don't forget to subscribe if you are brand new here to the channel. This journey is just getting started, and I will be more consistent with uploading videos from YouTube. The goal projection that I have is to at least upload 1 to 2 videos per week. And like I said, my videos are based on self improvement, so pretty much mindset, relationships, health, nutrition, the discipline, pretty much anything you can think of when it comes to self discipline, self improvement. So yeah, that's always, it's been your boy Noel Livers, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.